Okay, we're live. Hey guys. Okay, so we're gonna start in probably a few minutes. Let me set up the stream and make sure everything is working correctly and the audio is all working correctly. Let me know in the chat everything is audio and everything is all stuff and working stuff. And let me just make. I think the stream is not public, so let me make the stream public. Let's go here. Unlisted public, and then I'm gonna share it, and then we'll start. So, real quick recap, we had a live stream yesterday that went really well. And basically, we in today's live rhymes, we didn't really get to like showing you how to set up the new app. So today we're going to go through how to set up the app on multiple devices and how to create your own powers and help us create and demo powers, which will be really exciting basically. And anyone can do it, even if you're non-technical. So we'd appreciate your help, and it would really help us accelerate. There's a few cool things happening for the launch that we just don't want to reveal yet because they're like trade secrets, but there are like a few ways we can kind of go really viral because we have some meaningful breakthroughs that we've actually been working on for some of these for years actually. So okay, let me share the stream. Let me know the audio and things if it's not working, and then let me share the stream everywhere. Hold on. Let's see here. Okay. And then Discord. Now we can start. Okay, cool. So to recap really quickly, yesterday we had, let's see, let me just make sure the live stream is working correctly. Did I just post this? Okay. Okay. Let's see, let me just, oh, good, it's working. So yesterday we had an introduction, so I'm gonna skip over the introduction. If you missed that, you can check my YouTube and this channel, and it's in the we have the recording. But at the end of it, we had some crypto trolls who were basically sharing like porn and like racist things, and that's kind of dangerous because it could get our YouTube channel like banned. And I've been working on like growing like these subscribers for years, so I don't really care. We don't really get much traffic from YouTube, but it's just more like a sentimental thing because it we've been having. I've been using this channel since like 2010 with all my startup stuff. So there's actually a huge catalog of all my startup videos here. So I don't want to lose it. So don't share bad things, guys. So anyways, we're gonna do the live stream here today only on YouTube, but I still want to help people set up their phones. So the reason we did it on Google Meets last time was it's easier to like help people collaborate and in real time set up the phone and do things. But we can do that like on the Discord and things like that too. That's fine. So real quick, let's go actually go over setting up devices now. So the iOS app was published. If you go to our Twitter community, there's a link right on the pin post. You can download it now. Please download it, leave a review, and I'm going to walk through downloading it on a new device. Okay, so I have a new iPhone here that doesn't have it yet. And then, so the version in the App Store is a little bit different than the latest version. The App Store took like a week to publish and things. So let me just see how this looks. We can share it on the screen probably too, but this might be faster. So when you first open the version on the App Store, it asks you to sign into your Apple account. The new version that I have, I can show you how that one works as well. It allows you to sign in from an email address or a phone number, and it sends you like a magic number to your email or phone number. This version, it only worked on, I think, like certain countries and iMessage and things like that. So some users might have had trouble logging in. So let me just show you what you have to do. You just have to, oh, so this one is already logged in. Okay, so if you're already logged in, then it'll already actually like it'll give you access already, and it won't ask you to log in again. But I can, let's see, maybe I can do this on like a simulator. Let's do a simulator here. I can also describe what happens basically too. So let's do a simulator. So just so you can see what it does, but essentially in the current version in the App Store, you have to text a number. There's a button you click to click text status. It's a green button, and it will text our iMessage server. So the agent actually works from iMessage too, because we wanted to reach non-technical people and kind of slowly ramp them up through the app, starting with like the chat interface, and then if you turn it horizontal, you can get into like the uh, augmented reality interface, and then eventually glasses. Um, so basically, yeah. I must have. Let me see. I must have broken. Okay, it's okay. Um, Maybe I can have my agent fix it while we're on the call. That would be cool. So this is just a client, so we'll probably even open source it. That's fine. So this is how we're also gonna drop a Mac streaming client for the our app. So our app currently lets you stream Android phones, but we also have a client that lets you stream your own Mac. So it works like actually like OpenClaw or CloudBot, but without having to pay like a $200 a month subscription or buying a huge Mac Mini or things like that. You can work it if you have a Mac. You can just install it in your home Mac, and it'll let you control it remotely with voice commands, just like we've been doing in all our cool demos. Ooh, it did something. Okay, let's see if it fixed it. Oh, nice. Okay. So I'm gonna build this. Oh yeah, I'm gonna show you what it looks like on like a new phone, so you can see what the interface is. So basically, after you text that number, you come back to the app, it'll like respond, the number will respond if you have like iMessage in the US and certain things. The latest version, you can just text from any Android or any country, it seems to work. Or you can also use your email address to sign in and things like that. So if you're having trouble signing up, just like wait for the next update, it might be easier. Oh, cool. So, okay, we have a simulator here. So, yeah, this should not be logged in, so I can show you kind of like the login flow. Am I sharing my screen? Oh, good. Cool. I'll just check back here. Yeah, if you guys have questions, I didn't really have a chance to answer questions last time because we had to like, YouTube has like automated algorithms to find like bad words and porn and things like that, and so I had to cut the stream very quickly. But this time I'll come back and answer questions, and I think they have like an automated message to like delete things or delete porn in the comments or something, like, probably, or it's on them if that happens. Okay, so all right, so let's go back and let's watch me setting this up with the simulator. Okay, cool. So this one hasn't been logged in yet. You can cancel the Apple iCloud account. That just basically saves some context and information about your agent so that you don't have to keep re-saving that every time you reinstall and things like that. Like it'll remember like your Starbucks orders and things like that, for example. All right, so now you'll get this. So this is the new version. Okay, so this is the version that this is actually easier. So let me show you this. This is the version that is coming in like the next Apple update. So basically in this one you can put like your email address, rohan@cheatlayer.com, or a phone number. So you can put let's put one of my numbers here. Let's go there. Alright. Well, I guess you have to be like connected and things like that. It's fine. But it works on a new device. Okay, and then what happens is once you've sent the number, I don't know if this has like a way to like I don't know if the simulator has a way to send text messages, but once you send the number, you click verify, and you'll see it in your text messages. It'll like respond. You click verify, and with the magic code. So it'll send you a text message with the magic code, or it'll send you an email with the magic code. Oh, maybe I can try the email. Hold on. That's fine. Oh, there it goes. So you have a code now, 351428. So never Never do what I just did and like give out your code, but this is fine. This is like a small thing. And there we go. Okay, now you get access to the app. And okay, cool. And then so you can close this. I guess this thing, my simulator crashed, but you can close this. I'll just run it again. You can close the you can like choose a subscription. Hold on. Send code or close that next thing. Okay, cool. Now I'm in. And then after you sign in once, you don't have to keep signing in. Okay, cool. Does this allow you to do horizontal mode? Ooh. I guess. It doesn't have a camera, so it doesn't work the same way. Fascinating. That's okay. I can show you how it works on my phone anyway. So I just wanted to use the simulator just to show you like the login process. Whoops, there we go. Okay. So now you'll get access to the app. So what the app does on the iPhone, it's kind of like a preview of how it will work on wearables, because we believe wearables will be like a big wave coming in like a year or two, because the technology is kind of like just at the cusp of being good enough that you can fit everything, at least like a remote connection and a display on a glasses, and it'll have long enough battery life to work really well. And if you've seen some of my demos, my Android XR is probably the most enjoyable one, or the Meta display glasses, because it's super light. I can wear the Meta display glasses for like the entire day, because it's like glasses. If you've worn glasses, you can wear them all day. And the Android XR are like the Vision Pro. These things, like, they're so heavy. So Android XR is like basically like this. And I think Apple is working like on a version of Android XR with just glasses. We heard that like as a rumor. But it's on glasses, so it's very enjoyable. It's a lot of fun. That's what like my earlier demos were for. But the Vision Pro is very useful for developing in like the full 3D environment, because Android XR doesn't have like such a good software. It doesn't have the good tracking and things like that. And the Vision Pro tracking and the IMU on the device is very solid. So you'll probably see some of my demos now, like this morning, on the Vision Pro, and you can kind of like picture what the future is going to be like in a year or two. So we're basically kind of like living in the future. And so even with the iOS app, you can live in the future, because it has all the same functionality as the Vision Pro and the glasses version, including the AR features with 3D and all that stuff. So in the iOS version, I'm going to switch away from the well, maybe I can show you a little bit of the features here in this. So the cool parts about this is you can start a cloud agent, and that connects to one of our Android devices, if we have one available. Let's see. Oh, we have one available. Cool. So we actually have a fleet of Android devices that are free that you can just connect to and use if they're available. There might be like a queue, so if you don't get a connection, just like try it again a little bit later, and then you get complete control over that as long as you want, basically. And so until you log out. If you want to get a dedicated device, we'll have like subscriptions for people who want to have their own dedicated agent that keeps running even when they log out, things like that. No one else gets access to it, things like that. And we'll have a promotion coming up this next week where if you use, if you add credits to, let's see, the crypto credit system, let me see. Oh yeah. If you add PhoneClaw credits to our app, which is actually, you have to use the web app version right now. Let me go there and show you how to do that. At least $20 worth of credits, $20 worth of PhoneClaw credits will give you access to a dedicated, hey guys, a dedicated Android phone in the cloud that you can use to promote PhoneClaw. It can post like every 30 minutes about PhoneClaw or whatever product or service you use for your job, basically, or your business. And to do that, in the web version, you have to go to getsupers.com, and then in the web version, there's this token button, and you can buy with cash, but we've integrated PhoneClaw directly into the app. So you can like link your Phantom wallet, and then, we support other major wallets, but link your Phantom wallet, click the connect button, and then you want to click pay with, I don't have a PhoneClaw balance in this wallet, but if you add PhoneClaw, I could add PhoneClaw and we could go through the whole process. Then I've shown like an example of what happens basically. It opens Phantom. I'm a little weary of showing my Phantom wallet on a stream because I don't know all this crypto stuff. And so, but anyways, I've shown a screenshot of what it looks like. It'll open the Phantom wallet and it'll say confirm, and it will let you basically add $20 of credits using PhoneClaw. It won't be 20 PhoneClaw tokens because PhoneClaw is worth like 0.0003 or something. So you have to multiply and figure it out. I'll do the multiply. I'll show you. I'll show you what the number is. And then once you add those tokens to the app, you will get exclusive access to your own dedicated agent like this. This is really cool that it's working in the simulator. I didn't expect that. That's cool. And so this we're actually selling for $90 a month. We have a fleet of free phones that you can just test instantly. So it's like a lot easier to set up than OpenClaw because you instantly install the app. You just click a button, it works. In the next update, we'll probably just auto start the agent if there's anything available for free users, and it's completely free because we figured out a cool trick. So we figured out a few breakthroughs over the years and in the last few months, and they're all kind of combining into this launch and this product, and so for interesting reasons. So one of the interesting breakthroughs, just to explain, is essentially if you've used OpenClaw or computer use, they cost like $200 a month. And actually, my second to last startup, CheatLayer, you can look it up. We were the first startup approved by OpenAI to sell GPT-3 for automation in August 2021, like a year before ChatGPT came out. And so there was literally no other startup on the planet using LLMs for automation in 2021 except CheatLayer, us. So we invented the idea. And so I should have patented it or something. We didn't capture the market, but we made a lot of money. We went viral and things like that. But anyways, because we were so early, we learned a bunch of cool things about automation and computer use, and we kind of solved silently, I guess, quietly on our own, how to do unlimited free computer use. We even released it. No one even noticed. And so we know how to do this actually with free models, and that's what's running in the app. That's why we're able to give this away for free, because it doesn't cost us $200 a month. It's literally free for us because we figured out how to do it with free models. So part of the launch will be, we will just explain how we did this with free models, and then people probably won't want to pay OpenAI or Anthropic the $200 a month subscription. So that might be disruptive and viral in itself. But it's also disruptive and viral in the fact that you can just use it on your Mac, and it's like buying a Mac Mini and OpenClaw and all that subscription and all that stuff, except it's free and instant and easy. And so it should be a lot easier, and not just the fact of buying it is easier, but using it should be easier, which means all of you can very soon get your own OpenClaw Mac free unlimited thing, and we'll make it as easy as possible to set it up for you, and then you can use it to promote our project. We'll have an army of people promoting our product. And so we have thousands of users from previous products. This is part of our launch strategy. You don't have to promote our product. You can promote your own product. I can just teach you how to use this, because that's the point of the product. We're helping people automate their life. So if you can help us promote and then use it for your own things in the future, it's inherently a good product, basically. And I think that's part of the ethos, is we don't really care about token economics and things like that. We care more about, if we build a good product, there are some very interesting things, another one of our breakthroughs, several breakthroughs. I don't want to share them all at the same time, but we have 3 unique breakthroughs in building this product. And so one of them, if we do this well and we get to maybe just thousands of users even, and we get to the top of the App Store, then essentially we the crypto problem will inherently be solved, because we will be introducing non-technical people outside of Web3, and they don't even need to know that it's crypto or something. We can basically run settlements on chain, and we would be the liquidity. We would create the liquidity. So if the problem that we should probably focus on, in my mind, is not coming it from the angle of the token to raise money and things like that, because we don't need the money to we can get to product market fit with just feedback from you guys, basically iterating to a good product, because we're all consumers. I've been building this mostly for myself. You'll see some of these agents are just for me, actually. And so I'm sure I want to build agents for you guys, and if by next week, I'm pretty sure we can come up with something that will go viral with non-technical consumers. And if that happens, then I don't want to give everything away, but we have a bunch of levers, basically, where that would be orders of magnitude more liquidity than the current market cap or whatever is in pump up fund. And we kind of create this new market that is more long term and sustainable and things like that. So you might understand, like, yeah, okay, so you just kind of have to trust me on that. But if it goes well, you kind of understand the potential here. Anyways, so this is not investment advice. You don't have to buy the token or anything. I'm not shilling anything. I'm just explaining why we decided to like lean into crypto Twitter when like Pete Steinberger and all these other things. Everyone kind of hates crypto Twitter right now. They're like, don't use crypto. I think that there is an opportunity. I think crypto itself is like a good technology. There's nothing objectively wrong with crypto. Probably maybe many lifetimes for now, it would challenge fiat, and like that might happen. But the only way for it to kind of break into the mainstream right now is to go away from speculative markets, which is kind of like why it seems like it's not a good store of value, because it seems to be pumping and dumping and things like that, and try to create a user base who are using the product. They don't really care about like the market or anything. They're just solving their own problems, and we can kind of design around that to make those problems easier to solve in a meaningful way using crypto that people haven't even thought about, and they probably even won't like even consider just because of like the negative connotation with crypto. So like we can kind of solve a lot of these things if we approach it from a first principles like point of view, like basically objectively building a product that many non-technical consumers use daily. If we can just solve that problem, just trust me, like the liquidity, market cap, all of that will get either solved by us or like people outside of the Web3 community, basically. So we have like an opportunity to solve like many different problems here. It's exciting. I want us like, okay, let's continue showing you guys how to set things up across multiple devices. So that was how to set things up on. This is the new iOS version. So that's like that's the version you guys don't have access to. The old iOS version would ask you to I guess I can't test it because I have all my things are new. But anyways, it would ask you to test, or like auto signed it. It would ask you to like text a number and then check the status. And if you have trouble with that, just like wait for one more update. Probably by tomorrow. They seem to be like doing 24-hour, 48-hour updates now. It'll be easier for you to log in. But if you still have trouble, the web version is actually a little bit even further along than that iOS update, because the web version we can instantly update, and we started building it like to be like an exact clone, because it's the only way to run on some of these devices like Android XR. It's the easiest way to run on some of these devices and test them out really quick, like Android XR and the Meta display glasses and things like that. So the Meta display glasses, we'll do a tutorial maybe in a few days or something. There are very few people who have display glasses. I think Meta sold like 9 million glasses, so it's not a high priority, but it is basically the future. We're kind of like, we want to show what it looks like because we'd be like living in the future, basically. It is very compelling, and basically to get it to work with our system, you just have to call a phone number. We'll publish the phone number. If you're a user, it'll just like, it'll just sign you in using that phone number to your account, basically. And which is really cool, and it's really neat. So all you have to say, like, you can give it a nickname. If you've used WhatsApp, you can give the number a nickname. And the Meta display glasses, they're like downstairs, I'm sorry, but they basically, they don't have any browser, actually. So this, if you have a Meta display glasses, we're going to upgrade your Meta display glasses because they don't have a browser. We're going to give you a browser that you can talk to through a voice and make it immediately more useful, and it can automate all your apps and things like that. And you actually see it in your glasses here. No one else can see it. You see this kind of like interface, but just the phone interface, and then you can talk to it. The whole interface is voice, because with the glasses you kind of like really can't touch things. So it's really fun. I'll do that demo next week. It's a little bit lower priority than iOS, obviously, because most people have iPhones and Android, so we're going to do that first. But stay tuned for the Meta display glasses. Okay, so now I'm going to switch over to the web app and show you how the web app works, because if all else fails, this one should work on any device. Android, iOS, Vision Pro, even Meta Display, even Android XR. I don't know what else we're forgetting, but it'll work on all of them. So let me close this. I'm surprised. This was cool that it worked. Okay, let me close that. And then, let's see here. What would be a cool way? Oh, I could... Let me show this, because it's probably more effective. I'll show you the Vision Pro demo in a second. It is really fun, but more people have access to like an Android or something. So this will work on your Android. This will work on your iPhone if you've had trouble logging into the iPhone. This will work on even your Vision Pro. It'll even work on if you have some of those weird Android glasses. You can stream the Android like agent stream is actually a WebRTC video stream, so you can actually see it in some of those glasses. So you can, if you guys figure out like cool ways to use it, go to the web version, try to load it on a cool device, and then share the video with me, and I'll give you some soul. If you can share, if you find a new device, I'll give you some soul. Okay, so let's refresh this. So the let me see if I can get like so to get to the web version, just go to getsupers.com. Oh, I'm already logged in on all these. Okay, let me just log out maybe. Okay. So when you log in on the web version, you'll be presented with the same email, phone number thing that I just showed you on the latest version of the iOS version. So it's basically the latest version. It's even further than the iOS version. So the web version is actually the bleeding edge. You'll get all the latest features on the web version faster. So you can like set it up as a progressive web app if you know how to do that. In iOS, just like hit share, add to my home screen. That works. That works on Android too, I think. Yeah. And so to sign in to the web version and the latest iOS version and all the versions soon, just enter your email or phone number. Oh, it's talking to me. And then it'll pop up with like a little thing.
Got it. I'm here if I'm all right. All right.
Okay, here's it went to my phone. Okay, so let me get the number.
Understood. I'll be here when you're ready with that information. Sure, take your time. I'm here when you need me.
Okay, and then hit verify, and then we're in. Okay, so now I logged into a new account there. Cool. So let me just go through the interface real quick. So it has the regular chat interface because I feel like ChatGPT did go viral. They did solve the UI UX of a chat interface using RLHF, and so that's a meaningful starting point. But I think we can go further by like slowly transitioning users from the chat interface to a real-time interface on wearables where it'll be mostly voice. And we do have the chat interface in the wearable demo now, but in the future, based on feedback, we might go in a different direction. So let me know in the chat what you enjoy more when you try it. And basically, the chat interface, it's like ChatGPT, but a little bit better in the sense that we support all the major models. Including some of the expensive ones. We have also entirely free models that you can use the product entirely for free, including the computer use, Android agents and things like that, entirely for free because we figured out how to do it. If you want to use the expensive models, you'll get a slightly better experience because they're smarter, and there is credits that you can add to pay for that. So we don't make any profit. We're just doing the open router model basically. We're just charging you exactly the token costs. So we just pass through the costs to you. We don't make any profits on the AI models at all. In fact, most of these models are free. That's why we can actually distribute potentially to millions of users and scale and not have to worry about like that as the revenue source as like OpenAI is struggling to do and things like that. So yeah, so you can pick one of these models, you can talk to it, things. Let me pick one. Let's see. Grok is cool.
All right. Whenever you're ready to pick a model or explore the interface, just let me know how I can help.
Okay, so and the real-time API now starts immediately and things like that. So okay, Grok 3 Mini, where's Grok 4? Okay, Grok 4.
Got it. Just let me know when you're ready for me to assist with anything specific.
Okay, and you have projects. You can create projects. It's similar to other AI chat interfaces, and you guys can help us iterate this. But it's a little bit better in the sense that, well, one, your history can travel to any new model. So you're not locked into OpenAI, you're not locked into Claude. You take your chat history and it understands understands your entire chat history, it understands you. And these other tools are doing it too, but they kind of lock you into one, and that's part of their defensive mode. So what we suspect is going to happen is maybe in like a year or 2 to 10 years, local models will be powerful enough to accomplish, like there's an upper limit to some tasks. It'll be powerful enough to accomplish a lot of tasks. And so you can run a lot of these things locally, just like our computer use trick, basically. So you should do that if you want to. And everything we're building is designed to work on the most expensive models just as well on the least expensive models. Otherwise, we don't ship it. So you'll see all my demos will work on the free models, actually. And the most expensive models, basically, they're maybe faster or add more context and things like that. You'll understand. And so they all have these token costs. You can compare it to the open router costs. We're making literally no profit on these models. We're just passing them through, but it's designed a little bit better because you get control over your data. It's multiplayer. You can invite friends to projects. You can invite friends to projects and work on the same agent. And you can work on the same agent with glasses. So you can both be like walking out in the city. You can be like in a chat. You can be like researching things and having like telling an agent to go do things for you, which is really exciting too. So this even works with the Mac streaming with tools like Codex CLI and Claude Code. So you can like collaborate with your glasses. If you're a developer, this is really exciting for me actually. I was driving and I shouldn't say that, but you can do a lot of cool things, and you can run like your coding agents from your glasses and touch grass. Like I think we'll probably see a lot more developers in the next few years outside, because it's really cool to just go somewhere and if you use these coding agents, you've noticed like we'd have to wait for this to finish, right? So some of these like take hours to finish and things. And so you can like walk your dog or whatever, and then once it finishes, just say, okay, now do this, now do this, now do this. Amazing experience. And like it feels so intuitive on the glasses that's like it's like a little bit easier than the phone, because the phone is kind of a little bit heavy. I have to pull it out. I have to like push a thing. With the glasses, it like alerts me when something happens, and then I just say, okay, do it. Like it's really fun. So like, okay, I'll show you. Like, I think the best way to visualize it is the Vision Pro probably today. The best way to experience it is probably the Meta Display and the Android XR glasses, but they don't really record well. So I'm going to show you how it looks like in the Vision Pro, and you can kind of imagine what the future is going to be in a year or two. We're basically kind of building the future a little bit early, which is cool. Like if we time this well, we have a meaningful opportunity to solve consumer AI, because I think a lot of the friction comes from like the barriers to entry, like installing the app, pushing a button, figuring out how to chat, figuring out what to do. If it was just kind of like talking to you and like just like detecting what's happening and saying, hey, it looks like you're struggling over there. Maybe I can help you solve that Rubik's Cube, or maybe I can like order you some food or something like that. We can do all that with these agents, and we figured out a way to do it for free. So now the fun part is just kind of like iterating with us. We're consumers for ourselves to build whatever dream agents we want. So like if you have an idea for like a dream agent you want to build, we'll go over the prompting mechanism maybe after I do like another demo or so. And well, actually I think I've demoed most of how it works and things like that. Let's do the prompting mechanism next, and then this allows you to either build it yourself or just tell us what your idea is, and I can very easily build these quick too, and we can just pump them out. We're probably going to add like a marketplace, a way to like share these. But the prompting, we call them powers. If you can help us build powers, this will tremendously help our launch. This is one of the things I alluded to that I can't really reveal yet. But if you help us like build these powers, and you can see that they're very easy to build because you can kind of build them in English basically, and you just describe what you do on a phone. This is the power. Right now I'm showing you a power on how to automate pump fun. And you can see just like wait 10 seconds, scroll down, click the PhoneClaw button, open the pump fun app, click. This is all English targets. It's like you're describing someone what to do. These powers, once you describe, like it's maybe tedious to describe these step-by-step things once. Once you describe it once, you can create a voice command. You can say, if the user asks to automate purchasing PhoneClaw, that's the voice command. Do this, 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 this. So it's very powerful because you can create your own custom powers and voice commands. Very powerful. And you can schedule them to run like every hour or every minute and things like that. So the agent's like constantly running ambiently rather than you having to go do things basically, including posting to Twitter. These phones are these are actual literal real devices here. We're running servers on real devices. There's another like years of development, like trade secrets and things, and they're completely unblockable. That's all I'll say about that. But we have like hundreds of these devices, and they're real devices. They're completely unblockable, and they can do literally anything you can do on a phone. So like in the next week or so, I'm going to try and upskill, like rally the troops Okay, upskill you guys, teach you how to do this yourself for your own products. But if you could help us promote our product to more non-technical people, then we all win. That's how we all win, basically. Okay, so all right, so maybe I could do like an example voice prompt to teach you guys how to like build these voice prompts in the web version. So the web version, this works on iOS, Android. You can open this and follow along on iOS and Android with me. It's just very easy for me to show you on my browser. Let me see if there's any like pressing questions in the chat. Okay, yeah, we'll come back. Sorry, I didn't forget you guys. This time I'll come back and answer questions. If you have questions, you can drop them in the chat. If you have like suggestions of powers and things we should build, definitely also drop them in the chat. Awesome, cool. And like oh, I want to take a moment to say that I also definitely appreciate all the support from the community. Thank you guys for stepping in yesterday after the trolls. You guys are awesome, and I think if we kind of like focus on building something meaningful, what's probably happening with the crypto side of things is there's like it's kind of like trading in like a range. So what's happening, I suspect, is there's like a long-term traders who actually believe in the product, who understand what we're building and understand what will happen if we like win next week, just win next week, and then get to like millions of users. And then there's like all these like catalysts that could happen if we do this well, but we have to do it really well. And so there are long-term traders, and then like short-term traders are probably like trying to like pump and dump and things like that. And then so if we kind of like focus on solving it for non-technical consumers, people who are not even related to Web3 and crypto, then we have this path where over time we will continue to collect more and more long-term traders who understand the value of what we're building, and we will continue to like peacefully and like non-technically, like not in a scary way, introduce crypto to consumers in a way that they actually want to do it, maybe because they have FOMO, maybe they want a free phone agent. That's something we're going to do in the launch. We're going to figure it out, but it doesn't need to even mention crypto actually. If we solve this problem, there's a lot of things with agent payments that crypto can solve that users don't really even need to know about, because they're not the ones. Like, the point of agents and AI is you don't need to know all the technical stuff, right? So I think this is a great solution for crypto, because agents can kind of like solve all of crypto and like keep that like all like transparent. I mean, like opaque, or like hide it from the end user, because they don't need to worry about it, basically. Distill it, yeah, distill it to the end user, so they don't need to worry about all the technical details, which seems to be really scary, and kind of do it for them, and then make it an easy experience with voice. So they just like say, I want to buy this, and in the back end it buys it with crypto if it can, or something. And so that like, I'm not saying that's the thing, but that's kind of like the ethos and the idea that I think will work well here, because when you're building a product, you kind of want to start with early adopters, make them very happy, as happy as you can, even manually if you can, and then they are your evangelists who will spread you out to the next part of like the early adopter curve, who will only usually use it if like people around them are also using it, mostly non-technical consumers. So consumer AI is very hard. It's hard to solve this problem, but you kind of have to start with a small group and make them very happy, and then use that to kind of keep iterating the product to make their friends happy next, and then their friends of friends, and then that's how you do it. Okay, so let's go. Maybe I think let's try and build a custom prompt here. Hey, Super, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So, can you open SuperOS?
I've set up the connection to SuperOS. You can now stream and control the Android device.
So it's actually controlling this device, but we have a fleet of devices, and in our last startup we had a fleet of devices set up globally, actually. We had agencies who were running phones for us in Canada, UK, Germany, Australia, Ukraine, and like different parts of the US. And so we're very good at this already. But the thing I need help with, like we're very good at the hardware underlying infrastructure, making it scalable, free. What I need your help with, guys, is like teaching you guys how to build these powers, and after you figure out how to build your own power, create a video of it and post it. And over the next week, we're going to be rewarding people who create these powers and post them. with soul drops and airdrops. Like just randomly, if you post, I'll just reward you. But we'll also do like targeted competitions where, like the recent thing with reposting, whoever gets the most impressions, the most engagement on these posts will get like $1,000 or $5,000 and things like that. Mostly from our creator rewards. I'm gonna test that. I'm gonna see if that works. It's like an experiment. This is like how you like do like product led growth. You experiment with ideas, and if that doesn't work, we'll do something else. It's fun like that. Okay, so let me try and build an agent that does interesting things. So let's see. Hey, Super, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Everything's set to go.
Okay. So I'm gonna build a custom agent. Let's see. I haven't really thought about this. Okay, let's see. Let's kind of keep it simple for this one, so everyone can kind of follow along and do this yourself. So this is not an agent that is in the regular prompting system. So it will fail to do this if you kind of ask it to do it yourself, and you need to add like this prompt. Actually, let's test it and show you. Hey, Super, what's the latest news?
I specialize in helping with powers and device control. For the latest news, I'd recommend checking a news website or using a dedicated news service. Let me know if you want to open a browser or need any help with that.
Okay, so we're stuck, right? Normally, no. Okay, so this is the cool part that non-technical people, you can actually train the agent, and soon we'll maybe have like a marketplace, or you guys can post it on the Twitter, share these like we can call them claw scripts, or whatever. We'll call them powers. We'll call them powers, but basically prompts that teach these agents to do interesting things. So I tried to ask it what the news is, and it had no idea what to do. So let's add a prompt that teaches it what to do. Okay, so to do that, you go here to your custom prompts, you add a new line, you say, if the user asks what the news is.
Just to clarify, I don't have.
Okay, it's okay, Super. I'm just talking to the audience, so give me a second and I'll let you know if I need help.
Understood. I'll stay ready if you need anything.
If the user asks what the latest news is, open Google News and then scroll down and scroll down some more and then summarize the articles on the page. You may need to wait a few seconds between each action to allow things to load. Okay, so it's kind of like a trial and error process. I don't know if this will work, but we should get further than the base agent because we're teaching it a little bit, basically. But you understand that, like, everything, if you look very closely, nothing here is code. Anyone can do this. It's just describing how you would normally use your phone and soon Mac. It's just kind of like teaching the agent in simple English. Okay, so we save that prompt. This works in like the latest iOS version. The web version is the only one that has this feature right now because it's like the bleeding edge stuff. So everyone should try this on the web version right now. And then in the iOS version and the Apple Vision Pro, you'll see that you can even talk to it and add these voice commands. It's kind of cool. Okay, cool. It's here. Let me just refresh the page to reload the agent, make sure it's like got the new prompts and everything. All right, let's check the prompt edge. There it is. Cool. All right, we're going to connect the cloud agent.
The cloud agent is ready for connection. You can now proceed to link your Android device. Once connected, we can start controlling it.
Okay.
Great. Once your Android device is connected, let me know what you'd like to do next, and we can navigate or control apps together.
Hey, Super, what's the latest news? Oh, I made a mistake here.
No problem. I'm just working on getting the latest news.
Okay, okay. Let's fix this. Hold on. So, it looks like it opened up. Hold on. Let me be a little bit more explicit. So, it looks like it opened up a browser window. So let's ask it to explicitly use the Android web stream. Okay. Open the Google News.
The connection.
In the Android agent. There we go. Let me save that. Okay. And let me refresh the page. So I haven't done this before actually. We're doing this live, so I'm just showing you kind of like the trial and error process. And then okay.
All right.
All right. So hey, Super, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. The Powers Gallery is open and ready.
Okay.
All set. You can
Hey,
choose.
Super, could you open Twitter on the Android stream?
I've opened the Twitter app on the Android
Thanks.
device. Let me know what you'd like to do next.
Thanks. I just wanted to check that we're connected and things. Could you go back to the home screen?
We're back on the home screen now. Let me know if you need anything else.
Oh, sorry. Could you click the home screen on the stream in Android? Okay. So, Super, what is the latest news?
Here's the latest news from the page. One article is about Bill Clinton testifying on Jeffrey Epstein, stating, "I saw nothing, I did nothing wrong." Another headline on Google News says, "Unlock the news you care about." That's what's currently visible. You can scroll further to explore more news.
We just taught agents, and that was it. That's all. That's all it takes. And this is unlimited free computer use. This is how this is it. Okay. So now I just need your help. We just need to rally the troops. We're gonna be like deploying more devices today. So right now during the call, all the devices are like on pause, so we don't get hacked or something like that. But we'll be deploying more devices today in the cloud. There'll be hundreds of devices over the rest of the day, and over the next week, we're gonna like increase our infrastructure, and especially we'll deploy the Mac streaming client, so you can just control your own device. So if we don't have a free device, you can control your own device for free, and the Android client, so you can even install it on your own old Android devices and make use of them, and set up maybe like a farm of 100 or something. And so there's I don't want to give away some of the cool breakthroughs we're gonna like share, but we can actually control like parallel agents too, and so that'll be one of the demo drops over the next week, basically. So every day we're gonna drop something cool. That'll be one of the cool demo drops coming. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so I think it actually did make a mistake. So let me just kind of like just to teach you guys. I asked it to scroll down, and it didn't scroll down. So let's see.
Thanks for the feedback. If you'd like me to scroll further or explore more, just let me know. I'm here to help.
So if it makes a mistake, treat it like an employee, like you're teaching them with trial and error. If an employee makes a mistake, you just explain what they did wrong and how to correct it and things like that. And so this is kind of like how you do it. Same way in English, you just explain what they did wrong. So at the end, just say make sure to scroll down the page after opening the Google's News link. Maybe I'll put it also in like right after.
Got it. I'll make sure to be clear and thorough in guiding the process from now on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the other cool thing is if it makes a mistake, you don't have to do the prompting. You can talk to it. So you can walk it through what it did, and you can explain like next time you have to scroll down. Like let's try this. So hey, Super, you did a good job with explaining the news, but next time I ask you, I want you to scroll down the page before you summarize the news. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense. I'll make sure to scroll down the page thoroughly before summarizing the news next time. Thanks for the guidance.
Thanks, Super. Could you go to the home screen, click the home screen button?
You're now back on the Android home screen.
Okay, Super. Could you summarize the news again? See how it's scrolling? We just taught it to do that just by talking to
Here's
it.
a summary of the latest visible news articles. 1. Exactly. We can navigate and refine the process
Stop, Super. Thank you. So this feels really magical because you can teach it just by talking to it and it will remember. And I think another feature we should add is like every time you talk to it, you don't have to like it'll add it to your prompt list. That would be cool. So you can just like teach it by talking and teach it the prompts of what you want to do, like but with glasses and walking and iterating. Ah, that feels so magical. Okay, it feels like we're like living like a few months or a year in the future, basically, which is really cool and exciting. And by now, a lot of you know exactly how to build these agents with me. So after this call, try this. Go to Get Super. You won't have access to agents right now. I've like shut them down just for this call to make it make sure we don't get like overloaded with like network issues and things like that. But we'll be starting like more of these in the cloud. We have like real devices like across the US and globally that we will be bringing online. So after this call, you know how to build these agents. I need your help to build cool agents and record a video and share the prompts with us. The next few updates will have like maybe like a marketplace or a way to publish. Like you'll get credit for publishing like maybe the coolest powers, and maybe like we'll give away rewards and soul for like the top used powers and things like that. So I don't want to like I've been saying like over the call. If we do this well, like if we can build these powers that meaningfully help just help yourself, build powers for yourself, there are like several very exciting things that this solves basically that we'll reveal next week. You'll know about it next week. I just don't want to reveal it all before we launch so people don't like copy it or something like that, so we have a chance to like actually do everything well. Cool. So that's how to build your own powers. This is how to use the web app. You can see like you can kind of see my hands. So this web app also detects problems in the world. So if you have a Rubik's Cube, go point it at a Rubik's Cube and you'll see that it'll pop up with the Rubik's Cube power. Point it at a dog, it'll, especially in the iOS version, it has like cool AR kit features where it'll like actually put it in 3D, like near, and you can say show the powers menu. It'll show some of the powers that have already been built. And maybe in the next call, next live stream, we'll like show how to build more complex powers. So these simple powers, there's voice commands, but you can actually build the Rubik's Cube power. You could have built that yourself. It has a full front end, back end. We generated the UI in like a website web view that like gets rendered and popped up in real time when you find a Rubik's Cube, and it solves it in 20 steps. And if you compare this to Gemini Live and Siri, go ask Gemini Live and Siri to solve a Rubik's Cube, and they won't. They'll just tell you how to solve it using the like algorithmic steps. Some models can do it. Maybe it's like an interesting scavenger hunt to find the models that can do it, but they take about 8 minutes. Our solution does it in about 30 seconds. So we like you just show it. The fastest we've gotten down is, but you can get the solution in 30 seconds, and it's 20 moves, and it solves it. So that's the kind of like visual agent that we can basically. Everyone can now solve. My point is like it doesn't matter that it's this Rubik's Cube, but everyone can now solve a Rubik's Cube at superhuman ability just using our apps. If you haven't solved a Rubik's Cube before, go try it. Ask Super to open the Rubik's Cube power for you and try it. And like that's just an example of what we can do. I need your help to build your dream powers. So tell me what the dream powers are, what you want to automate. I can build them, or you can now also build them. It's not that hard actually. And we'll like stay tuned. We'll have like we're like running maybe to the end of the call, but stay tuned. We'll have like giveaways, promotions, and rewards for people who are really good at this. And to get really good at this, it's not really that hard. It's just like build things people want. So like think about what are the urgent and frequent problems you see around you that non-technical people are constantly struggling with that we could solve with automation or with these real-time visual ambient agents that just doesn't need to exist because it's free and we can just build it for them basically. And if we keep stacking these agents and sharing them on Twitter, that is how we reach the majority of the world that is both non-technical and has no idea about crypto. And I suspect that is like one of the few chances in the next like decade or so for crypto to reach mainstream. It's probably agents, maybe wearables. There's like a few chances to like reach like non-technical people, and we have a shot here, actually a meaningful shot to kind of solve that problem. But we have to be very delicate in how we do it, and we have to like focus on making it easy for non-technical people, making it easy as possible. You'll notice like our app, like you instantly get access to like an OpenClaw, whereas a lot of my friends, they never got an OpenClaw working, and they definitely never got like the OAuth for Twitter working and things like this. Just works instantly. So a lot of the things we're doing is like radically empathizing with non-technical consumers and trying to level the playing field so that like everyone can solve a Rubik's Cube in 30 seconds. Everyone's going to have superhuman abilities, superhuman intelligence. We know, even if we don't do this, it's going to happen. I think we just get like, if we solve the problem faster, then we have a way to kind of facilitate the transition in a way that's equitable for everyone, basically, rather than a way that maybe OpenAI or someone else might like prefer. That's not equitable for everyone and things like that. So you understand, this is like a meaningful mission, and it's a race. And now you guys can help us run the race. So tell me what you need to build, and we'll build it together. All right, let's go back to the questions. Let's see. Models, invite, start stream after. Upload credits. Okay, so I went through how to upload credits. So we want to use the web version. Basically, this is asking a question. Someone wants to ask a question on how to use credits. If you have trouble like logging in, we have a live chat support with my previous product that can also help you. So you can email support, and they have the live chat on the website too, but you have to go to the website. Just email support@cheatlayer.com, and they can also help you. And they're available 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. PST. And they're like available when maybe I'm not available and things like that, and we can like personally help you. We'll probably also be doing like Calendly one-on-one meetups, with people we trust and things like that. But like, I can help you if you're really struggling. I can help you. Yeah, I can help you basically like automate your life, solve a lot of your most meaningful problems. During the pandemic, that's kind of like what I did. I helped like hundreds of people globally like automate their business, build whatever they wanted. Some of them were successful, but if you understand startups, most of them weren't. And so that kind of grounds me because my job is kind of to be like modern digital Robin Hood. Like I can level the playing field because I can build anything basically, and I don't need to make a lot of money. So what's more meaningful to me now is to kind of like solve these meaningful problems and helping people and like maybe finally like increasing my success rate because startups are hard and mentoring people and building products are hard. So let's continue going down the questions. Let's see. By turning the phone, it's different app style. Yes, it is different. Yeah, so if you turn it horizontally, you get a new version. That's the AR version that will show you, like, point it at a Rubik's Cube and it'll show you something cool. Say, like, show the powers menu. You'll see the voice commands list in the iOS version. You can see what it does. Point it at a dog. What we're doing is we're trying to transition people from iMessage to the app, which is when it's vertical, it's like the chat app that you see in ChatGPT. And then what we think is going to happen next, which is probably these real-time visual agents, maybe in glasses. And then if you're going to go vertical, you'll see it like switches to the vertical mode. I'm sure it's real-time, and yeah, it switches to the vertical. Yeah. Let me go. Yeah, don't show wallet. Make post unique. Sounds accurate. I'm just going down the questions right now, real quick. Would it over time make better and better posts based on engagement? Yes, that's what my last product was actually. If you, it was acquired, but I can maybe show you the UI and things. It had the ability to automate A/B testing, and I can publish some of our like case studies and things. But you can see like every single product who used it every single customer who used our product for a month saw this dramatic explosion in SEMrush keywords, including our own products, because we got very good at automating Medium, Reddit, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and A/B testing the content over time. So we actually have like thousands of videos with millions of views and tons of data like this. And we know what works, including we found really cool things that can kind of make you go viral. So accidentally, I'll just give away a few tricks. Accidentally, one of our agents figured out that in TikTok, if you click the songs button and you pick like one of the controversial songs, if you look at like the top song, sometimes some of those are really controversial. I'm not going to say what it does, but they say like bad words or things about politics. Go see it, you'll see. And if you post thousands of these videos, agents will just randomly do it. And so we actually had agents that were, I'll find the examples. They were posting blank videos and they got like millions of views and tens of thousands of views because the audio was saying something like bad words and things like that, basically. Like what happened to us. And so like controversy like actually goes viral on TikTok. That's one of the tricks our agents learned. And it gets you maybe on average like 1,000 views or more, 1,000 more views and things like that. But we found way cooler tricks, like a guaranteed way to get millions of views. We have that on TikTok and Instagram that kind of like we can trigger the For You page and Explore page. There's a way to do that. We can automate comments, send millions of comments, so it like blows up all of the accounts of the C-suite of like a B2B customer that you're wanting. We got like big demos like that. It is really easy to do because you stand out if you do these kinds of impossible things. So we're very good at like this A/B testing stuff, and a lot of that was basically just prompting actually. And so we have all the prompts, we have all the insight on how to A/B test social media content, and we're definitely using it with our other products now. So yeah, I'm happy to share some of these agents. So we have one for Twitter. Like we have a few cool things for Twitter actually that will grow your account constantly. There's a few agents that, I mean, not like in a way that'll spam you. You can actually target your market using agents and interact with people in that market, and it'll just grow your account constantly. What we noticed the best way to do this is to have a good bio. That's kind of like your advertising, and then you're just gonna like interact with people. That works. So we'll share some of these agents that we've already built. You'll see on the YouTube and in the GitHub that there are agents that we've already built that automate TikTok, A/B testing, things like that. And we'll start dropping them like every day. We'll be dropping demos every day. There's like so many. We have like years of cool shit that we can drop. It's so cool. Okay, so that's a good question. Thank you. All right, let's continue. Yeah, video of a pump and fun coin. Can you set this up to buy and sell tokens? Yep. I posted a video of automating pump fun on Twitter. Check out our Twitter. Go find the pump OpenClaw official Twitter. Join us. And pinned to the top, you'll see that there's a link to that. Okay, and then not many crypto have good products and use cases attached. Yes, right there. I think that's like, it's because they're trying to maybe solve the problem backwards. It shouldn't be a solution seeking a problem. You should start from the problem that's urgent and frequent for the consumer and solve that first. And then maybe crypto might be involved. And I think actually in this case, it is meaningfully a solution. Thanks, guys. I appreciate the support. Nice. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the crypto community is actually very supportive, has been super like helpful and supportive, and like being early adopters and wanting to give us feedback and iterating the product. And I really appreciate that. Like, majority of people are awesome, actually. So I think probably like the small, like 1% of like are really loud trolls give crypto a bad like impression, but like most people are just good people, like normal people. Actually, they just want to make money. It's funny. And so it's I think we have an opportunity here basically like to do things well, do everything well, and guide there's like a few paths here we can create for crypto to guide it out of like the trenches or whatever. I think that's, I don't know if it's negative, but you get it. um oh, for choosing crypto for payments, so I've thought about this for a while, for like a year or so, how we could kind of automate frictionless payments without having to go through Visa and like getting approvals from users. What I think would be cool is if the agent itself had its own phone number, iMessage, email. So this agent actually has its own email, phone number. It can send, I didn't do that demo yet. We'll do demos. It can send emails, phone, text messages. It has its own apps, all of that. So that, I think that was one of the frictions of OpenClaw, is that you have to log in and people were afraid to do it. So if you think about it more like an assistant who has their own accounts, then you're not afraid. You just like tell them what you want to give them access to, just like an assistant, and you're not exposing any of your data, and you give them like strict rules on how they can interact with your data. I think that's a much better solution. And so we're experiencing, it might not be product market fit. Like this is kind of like how we build products. We put something out, we get feedback. If it's bad, we come back and build it again. If it's good, we lean in on it, things like that. Yeah. So the reason we picked crypto specifically is there are interesting solutions. I don't want to say them because we probably want to patent them. Interesting things it actually solves in settling payments for agents. That's all I'll say for now. And crypto basically has all the early adopters in payments. It's literally, that's basically all the early adopters in payments. So if we want to solve payments first, we actually need to go to early adopters, and which is an early adopter curve. If you don't know, I can maybe look it up and show you. It's basically this idea that a product, the first users of your product are not actually going to be the majority of the users, because the majority of the users who will eventually use it, they only use it until people around them are using it. So you have to target this side of the curve. And for us, this side of the curve seems to be crypto, because they are all the early adopters in payments. And if they're willing to use this and they have the incentive to use this, give us feedback, make it a good experience for them, then the next part of the curve will be their friends who are slightly less technical maybe, but they're willing to use it because we made it good. And then once we get those guys, their friends will be willing to use it. So that we kind of have to follow this path basically. And that's why I think it's a good, crypto is great early adopters, because they're like, They're like crazy, like zealots, crazy, like evangelists. They like support you like crazy and things like that. So it's like that's basically exactly what you need objectively if you follow first principles in an early adopter. Forget all the like crypto scam and all that stuff. It just consider the like average crypto user. They're like a power user, and so that's why I think it's fine. Actually, it's probably uniquely a good approach to solve payments for consumers. If we're wrong, we test this thesis. uh, home improvement powers that automate tools. Oh, cool. We're getting good ideas now. Okay, okay. Oh, yes, yes. Lots of good feedback here. Home improvement powers. Yes, this is a good idea. Home improvement. So we're actually working on something for home improvement, building houses, construction, electricians. There's so much there that is like wasted, like compliance, like entitlements, finals and inspections, and a lot of like a construction project is like we learned basically by meeting customers. It's like years are wasted and billions of dollars and things, and especially in like California and San Francisco, there's like entitlements that make it very hard to build houses, and that's a big problem in like the housing market. And if we kind of like if we can automate it with agents, then you can imagine like an agent that kind of solves these problems and things like that. That's a very good idea. Okay. Mechanic powers that allow automobile owners to troubleshoot and avoid costly repairs. Ooh, that's also a great idea. Yeah. If I could somehow like fix my car, I don't have to like that would be amazing. Yeah. I mean, I know how to change a tire, but like I've had my car break down before, and I like been driving cross country. I digital nomaded for years, and I was like, fuck. Like I was like, one time it was like there's like belt or something that torn. I wouldn't have been able to fix that, and it cost like thousands of dollars. But it would be so cool if you had like I'm sure we could build like an expert like mechanic. But I think one of the things that we're doing when we're building these things, we're trying to think about how to be equitable to the plumbers, electricians, and mechanics, and that's why I think it's a, like this is such a cool mission that if we solve this problem, then we have the right to facilitate that transition. And what I mean by that is electricians, plumbers, mechanics, they have licenses actually. They have unions. And so in some cases they are the only people who are allowed to like legally or safely check a house and things like that because of inspections and things like that. So that might be an interesting avenue to like protect their jobs, but also if we like all the stuff we're building, it accelerates humans to 100% efficiency. It also accelerates robots to 100% efficiency. So if we kind of facilitate the change well, there's an opportunity where basically the unions, electricians, plumbers, they don't lose their jobs, but they're the ones who run the robots because they're the only ones who have the licenses to go into the places. So there's a very interesting path here if we just solve this well, solve the meaningful, urgent problems, inspire our photography. Great ideas. Thank you. It's great ideas. Okay. So what is happening next week? Everyone is saying next week. Oh, next week we're launching the product on Product Hunt. So we've won Product Hunt multiple times before. If you don't know, go look at the last introduction. I went over my history and things like that, and we went viral. You can check SEMrush. If you look at SEMrush for CheatLayer, you'll see what happened when we won Product Hunt. Like we launched CheatLayer like a week or two right after ChatGPT, and so because it was such good timing, like literally ChatGPT launched here, and then we launched here, and we won Product Hunt. We won number one here actually, but number one winning number two was the one that like kind of sent us off. And because it was like 2 weeks after ChatGPT, we had a sales team at that time. Before ChatGPT, our sales team had to explain to everyone literally what we were doing because in 2021, we were literally the only startup on the planet using LLMs for automation. You can go ask ChatGPT, look it up. You can see our GitHub. We literally Adept.ai started like a few months after us, but I'm sure we were working on it like the same. It was obvious what we were building. It was obvious then. Before ChatGPT, we had to explain to everyone. People argued with me. People say, "Why wouldn't you use Microsoft Power Automate or UiPath? Why would you want to use LLMs for automation?" Now everyone is doing it, right? It's kind of crazy. We were really early on that idea. I should have maybe like patented more of it or something. But because we launched right after ChatGPT and we won Product Hunt. The big win for Product Hunt is if you're ever launching a product, a lot of people don't get it. They think it's like getting to the top of Product Hunt. That's not the win. The users of Product Hunt are just other founders launching on Product Hunt. The big win is getting on the email blast, which you do if you just get into the featured list. If you get into the email blast the next day, on the weekends they do it Monday, it sends to millions of influencers, VCs, like journalists who have been trained over the last decade to watch for new products here, basically. This is one of the signals to watch for. So after we went viral, like a bunch of influencers, you can see the Cheat Layer website to see what they shared. They shared, actually, ironically, our Twitter automation. We automated Twitter like in 2021. We had an automation that would like post to Twitter when the API like blocked access. And like here, like this guy. This was a there's like a couple influencers like this. You can search out on TikTok. They're still there. Look up Cheat Layer on TikTok. They shared our Twitter automation that basically automated posting to Twitter just from the browser. You didn't need to pay for the API, and you could like schedule it, things like that. That went viral. And so, like right now, you notice that we're posting and we're like focusing on Twitter automations and agents and things like that. We just make sure we're still live. Good. That's one of the reasons, because this is like one of those viral loops. Like if you automate Twitter, if you automate one of these things, it'll just keep going and go crazy like this. So what I'm saying is this could happen next week. If we do this well, this is another like Chat GPT moment. This doesn't happen every time we launch and win product hunt. We've launched like in one product hunt like maybe 5 or 6 times. This only happens when you time the market just right. And back then we were like a year early to Chat GPT, like LLM automation, so we kind of timed that. We didn't really time it. We just kept launching, and like by accident we launched 2 weeks after Chat GPT and got really lucky. Cheat Layer exploded to like 3,000 active users now, around like 20,000 the peak, 60K MRR in the peak. But around the after the peak, you can see it kind of went down because that was mostly Chat GPT hype. It's fine. We made it like it helped us iterate the product and like get feedback. That's what it does. But then eventually, like we had to iterate to product market fit. It was hard, and more people started doing computers, things like that. But you get the idea. It's really hard to get to product market fit. But this is kind of like what happens if you win product hunt and you're close to product market fit. The next day, it doesn't just go down; it keeps going for months. And this was actually a period of like a year. It like kind of looks small, but this was like years of like a constant organic traffic just because we timed that launch well. So with wearables, with glasses, we're early. We're very early with consumer AI. I don't think a lot of these things have been solved. Like OpenClaw, there are so many problems with security and getting access, making it easy. So we try to solve a lot of these problems with our product. Very easy, much easier than OpenClaw. But I think we can go a lot deeper. And if we do this again, if we time this launch well, I think we're like maybe a few months to a year before Apple will release their glasses. This I don't think it's going to be like this launch. It could maybe be the next launch, basically. But this launch will definitely get some huge viral attention. And then maybe the next one is like the one where it like kind of explodes because we do it right after Apple launches their glasses. And we have like we have all the technology. We solve the UI UX. We have thousands of users, and it works on day one. Like that's kind of like what we're planning on. So next week is exciting. Like the next 6 months in general is going to be exciting. Like there's like so many like catalysts, I guess you would call them, that are coming up that I'm very excited. Okay. All right, let me go back. Let's go back to the questions. Okay, so cool. Run experiment and ultra shield the coin using those hacks. Yes, exactly. That's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna use agents to ultra shield the coin on TikTok, like generate. Well, what we're trying to do is actually we don't want to just pump out content. We want to find content that converts. And then once we find, this is what we learned, like some of the insights. I can share a lot of cool insights we learned on the last startup. If we find real UGC, like unpolished, ugly UGC, not AI videos, real UGC that converts and like convinces non-technical people to trust them, like real people, like solving powers, publishing like a mechanic power or something, that is way more valuable because then we can take that converting video and put it across. We have thousands of agents that we can pump it out at like a 0.1 CPM. I'll share like more case studies on my last startup, but once you get a video that works, you can kind of repost it to the other networks, and you easily, like on a cold account, you'll get 100,000 views actually. So we have multiple examples of this. Like on a cold start account, you can get hundreds of thousands of views. It's like warming up accounts is a myth. Content is all that matters. So now our job is to like first, you guys need to help me with finding these powers, then recording them, recording demos. I can make them and record demos, find the cool powers, and then once we find what resonates, we can pump it up across like our whole network basically. Yeah. So that's part of the plan. You're ahead of us. Thank you. All right. Let's see what else. Any more questions? Could you explain what made you join Solana Trenches? So I didn't join it actually. Someone created the token for me, and I just like I think of things like objectively from first principles, and I need like early adopters for our product. And we were going to get it on product time, but if we can get it from people who are willing to use the product now, perfect. Because we need consumers who are willing to test payments, and crypto is basically all of the early adopters and payments. So it seemed like perfect timing. If it doesn't work out, then it's like a learning experience. But I don't think that like I understand like Pete Steinberger and a lot of people don't like crypto. I don't think there's anything wrong with crypto if you look at it objectively and treat it from first principles. I think right now it's a highly speculative down market, but it's a great technology that will probably exist like lifetimes after us, and maybe like lifetimes after us it kind of takes over or something. So there is an opportunity here to do really well by finding our early adopters, treating them really well, and building what they want. And then you guys could help me basically. I need your help to introduce this to non technical people. And it's an aligned mission because that is essentially the same mission for crypto. You want to introduce the technology to non technical people. Yeah. Let's see. Use sign language for training agents with hands. Oh, that's a really cool idea. I gotta like, okay, we gotta like build some of these. Hold on. Home improvements, mechanic powers, sign language. These are all great ideas. How did you come up with the idea? Oh yeah, my co-founder and I. So I saw one my last startup. I like immediately drove cross country. I bought a Porsche with cash. I drove cross country, um, back to San Francisco because it's like where all the AI is happening. So I just wanted to like meet more founders. I started a private research lab, and I met up with Ron, my co-founder, who had helped me like 15 years ago in my first startup. And so he was also working on wearables and glasses. So he inspired the idea actually. He was working on wearables and glasses, and he wanted to solve the Rubik's Cube. So we started with that. We tried to solve the Rubik's Cube, and we figured, well, how do you do this? Like if you wanted to do it with wearables and make it easy for non-tech, there's like a thought experiment, right? How could we make this like really magical and easy for non? Now we have a product. You can see it. You can try it. It's kind of magical, and like we've had like several people solve the Rubik's Cube, and they're like, whoa. And if you do this with Gemini Live, I mean, it's not hard. There's other apps that'll show you, but ours is like really like interactive, real time thing. So it's very different. It kind of like walks you through it, explains you. You can ask it to repeat its steps, and it's very. If you compare it to the Gemini Live and Siri experience, you can see like we're already like a year ahead of that. And ours just solves it in 20 steps. Theirs tries to teach you like the algorithmic versions and things like that. Cool. So sign language next week. When next week? I don't want to give the exact date so we don't get like sniped in crypto terms, but it's next week. Let's say late next week. Did the market competition? Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Let's announce the winner. Oh, good question. Yeah, I don't want to forget that. Okay. So, yeah. So the marketing competition was interesting. So I think this definitely goes faster than just posting this. Yeah, this got when we started this. This post had like 1.8K views, and we did it 12 hours ago. And I just wanted to see if this worked. And we're giving PhoneClaw in this test. In the next test, I'm giving away Solana because someone explained to me that if we give away PhoneClaw, they'll immediately sell it as soon as we give it to them. So I'm rethinking airdrops. I'm open to feedback and things like that. I like to like I'm objective, as you understand. Like I wouldn't be working on crypto if I wasn't very objective and following first principles. And so if we can like iterate this together, I can be convinced. Yeah. So you can see like it's basically 14.5K. I don't think I would have done that without that promotion. So there's something here. This is based on some of our research in social automation. If you can get people to repost it, that seems to, even if it's a bot, I'm giving away like a trade secret here. Even if it's a bot, you can trigger things to like this feed, like what's happening and stuff like that. And I don't want to say too much about that. So it's okay. I mean, it doesn't always happen, but you can kind of stumble on these. We found a few tricks ourselves. I don't want to give them away, but there are definitely tricks to kind of trigger. Not on Twitter. We haven't found anything on Twitter, but there's tricks on TikTok and Instagram that can kind of trigger these things. And so I know this works. So that's why I want to test this, and it definitely good test. So I think we'll keep doing this, but if it doesn't like attract the audience we want, we're trying to attract like non-technical consumers, then we might have to do something else. I'll probably like lock up all the tokens. What I'm using the token creator rewards to do these um, repost competitions. They seem to be working really well. We'll do a few more of these, and then we'll compare the results and see like what would be better. Would it be better to lock up all the tokens? Would that get us more attention? Or I think this is interesting because it like incentivizes people to share with non-technical people. Um, we'll test things. Good question. Let's keep going. Okay. Check wallets from the guys. If they're good holders, send them PhoneClaw. Oh, that's a good idea too. Yeah, we could do that. We could do airdrops. I thought about airdrops, but then people told me that people sell if you do airdrops. So we might just do Solana airdrops, not PhoneClaw airdrops. That might be a good way to get around that and solve that. And like I'm not using the creator reward, so I plan to like use it somehow to give back to the crypto community that has been supporting us and like all of you guys basically. Like and as a thank you for helping us, but also I think that like you guys are also like I explained the early adopters. I need your help, and if we do this well together, the opportunity is like worth orders of magnitude more. So our incentives should be aligned. Actually, it's kind of like an interesting consequence of doing this in crypto. We somehow like align incentives. It's pretty cool. I meant for this comp because the chart is at support. Because chart is. Oh, I don't know what the hell that means. Okay, so let me see who the winner. Let's announce the winner. Okay, let's see. I have to figure out. Hold on. Oh yeah, yeah. I have it in here. Okay, okay. Let's go here. Okay, I think I'll probably have to automate it. We probably won't have time to. Yeah, I'll have an agent just kind of like scrape all the retweets and automate it. But okay, let's do one thing. What I wanted to do is have like submitting your submissions, so that's also another experiment. So every contest you'll be submitting your previous contest submissions. So let me post something, and that way we'll have an agent that'll basically be able to scrape all those posts. Okay, so let me repost the competition. Let's see here. Not that one. This is one for the $500 worth of PhoneClaw. So we want to see if this like leads to people selling. So that's funny. Repost quote. Nice. Okay, PhoneClaw. Participated in this promo. Please comment with a link to your submission. Retweet. Our agent can decide the winner. And it's okay if you use bots on this. This one we're just trying to learn and see. So okay, decide the winner. And maybe next time we'll say no bots or something. I don't know. Okay, and down emoji. Okay, cool. All right. That's how we're going to decide the winner. Remember to post your submission there. With tomorrow's daily update, we'll take submissions from today's daily update giveaway as well. So we'll announce the winner tomorrow morning. We'll get the submissions, and then we'll announce the winner after we figure out. An agent goes down all the list, so I don't have to do it manually. Okay, cool. Let's see. Any more questions? I don't know. Someone been holding this chance with this thing. Okay. I don't think there's any other questions about the product. So I think we're good. All right, cool, guys. That was a good meetup. So I'm going to keep scheduling these until everyone is kind of like we walk people through how to set up things and rally the troops, and we get like all of our pro users and evangelists coordinated for the launch next week. So I'll be dropping more social agents that you can also use for other products, but we figured out to like automate TikTok, Instagram, Medium, Reddit, YouTube, and Twitter. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Have a good day. Thank you.